Oh, yeah. Yeah, now this.
What does remind you of that?
Monday, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is going to work music.
Right.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right, well, move your shoulders around a little bit. Come on.
It's got a ZZ Top feel to it, yeah.
It does.
I like it.
It's something, that blues music.
Yeah.
Sean.
I love blues. Rock blues.
Yeah, I like it all, man. All of it. Makes me very happy. How much coffee have you had today?
0, zilch, nada.
How come?
I'm waiting on the hot chocolate.
You tried some coffee last night, but
I
you know
did
what?
actually try that. And you know what? I liked it better than most coffees. I'll say that.
Well, what's weird is I think that when you hit puberty, you'll finally understand how good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you hit it.
Coffee what do they call it? Coffee puberty?
Yeah, it is. Oh, listen to this. Oh. Now, if you're in your car, you can get into this. Feeling that beat. It's like being on an assembly line. Oh, yeah. Come on.
The picture driving a Roadrunner going to work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, I lived that dream, brother.
I know you did.
Yeah,
I know you did. My uncle.
So how's everybody doing out there today? I got to say, it is 9:05 a.m. Welcome to Morning Crankers. It's March 1st.
Hello, gang.
How you doing?
Well, we're doing good.
You know what disturbs me about today a little bit is simply the fact that I went to look for famous birthdays today, right?
Yeah.
Guess who I found? Number one.
Who's number one?
Just guess. One of your favorites.
Keanu Reeves.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, my gosh. It's the Biebs.
Yeah, you got to love the Biebs.
Oh, the Bieber.
Isn't he awesome?
Yeah, he's just so awesome.
Hey, what is that in your voice?
I don't know.
Is that sarcasm?
It's monolithium.
Monolithium sarcasm.
Yes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Mouse on fire.
Yeah, well, Justin Bieber. How about Ron Howard?
Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Little Opie.
Hey, give me, you do impressions. How about an impression of the Fonz? I mean, we are talking about Ron Howard, but so let's go to a co-star. Can you do the Fonz?
Hey, I got that. We used to do the thumbs up, man.
Hello, Gabe. Let's see, Paul Hollywood.
Paul Hollywood.
Yeah, another one of your favorites. I was triggered. I was triggered.
You was?
Yes, I feel a little bit progressive today.
You feel a little verklempt?
Yeah, well, it was Don Lemon's birthday. Don Lemon.
I bet he's feeling verklempt.
Gosh, he's feeling something.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, the greatest wide receiver in the game today.
What'd you say? Some washed up?
Oh, he's the
greatest
receiver in the game today. Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on. I got another one. Now, we could go through all these, who I don't know, like Nitish Kumar and Javier Bardem and Mark-Paul Gosselaar. But how about this one? How about Alan Thicke?
Yes, no Alan Thicke. And I know Mark-Paul Gosselaar, too.
You do?
Yeah, he's played in some good movies.
Okay, so, well, screw that guy.
I know.
How about Alan Thicke? I mean, that guy.
Alan Thicke, yeah.
Do you remember when he was Mike Seaver's father?
Yep.
You do? What was the name of that?
Oh, God.
Was that Growing Pains?
Yes. That had
Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke. And then what's the gentleman, the young man who grew up to front of our eyes? He's older than us now, probably.
Mike Seaver.
I'm trying to remember the characters and the names.
Okay, yeah. I just, I know. I just laugh sometimes. Somehow he had speed growth. He's older than us now.
Yeah. I flew right on by the Growing Pains.
Right. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. As long as you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
I am.
Right?
Yes, I am.
All right. So now you know that we always, on Morning Crankers, we always talk about observances.
Right.
What makes today special? And there's a bunch of them today.
What makes today special? It's the first day of the week, Hans.
Well, it's the first day of the month.
When the first day of the month?
Hello, Rochelle. Yeah, it's the first day of the month. All right, how about this? These are 2021 March 1st hidden holidays. Do you want to hear them?
Let's hear it.
Okay. Bear with me, folks, and don't laugh. Asiatic Fleet Memorial Day, Baby Sleep Day, Beer Day, Kashmir Pulaski Day, Endometriosis Awareness Day, International Women of Color Day, National Black Women in Jazz and Arts Day, National Dadgum, that's a good day, National Fruit Compote Day, National Horse Protection Day, National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. Now that I can hang with. Again. Yeah. It's National Pig Day, National Wedding Planning Day, Nuclear Free and Independence Pacific Day, or otherwise known as Bikini Day, Plan a Solo Vacation Day, Fired Not Retired Day, Self-Injury Awareness Day, Share a Smile Day. I can get into that one, Share a Smile. Yeah, put a pretty one on. St. David's Day, World Civil Defense Day, Zero Discrimination Day, and here it is. It is World Compliment Day today. So, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, you guys are beautiful people, and you smell great. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy, but man, I smell bacon again. National Pig Day. Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is. Zero Discrimination Day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to not be able to make fun of you on this one.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not discriminating against you, though. I'm laughing with you.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
That's fine.
Okay. So, what do you got for me today?
What do I got for you? I've got a serious story called COVID-linked deaths to unemployment.
Okay, let's hear this story. Hang on. Are you ready? Go for it.
I'm ready. 30,000 deaths in the U.S., guys, during pandemic linked to unemployment. I know. Get out the sleeping bags, kids. With U.S. deaths from COVID-19 passing the grim millstone of the 500,000, a new study suggests that another 30,000 plus Americans have died due to pandemic-related unemployment.
No, they haven't.
I know. Using various data sources, researchers estimated that number of deaths between April 2020 to March 2021. I got a question about this article already. It says till March 2021. We haven't even went through March 2021.
Yeah, well, we just hit it today. So if the article was written last night and submitted by midnight, it would be correct.
12:01?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It could be attributed to pandemic-fueled job losses, it says. And in a pattern that's been repeatedly seen, Black Americans bore a disproportionate burden, although they make up 12% of the U.S. population.
Oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard between 13 and 16. I've never heard it as low as 12.
Wow. So it dropped a percentage.
Well, here's the thing. In all reality, I'm going to hit this again just because it is what it is. A lot of them live in impoverished areas.
Right.
Let's just tell the truth about it. Until they get fathers back in the home, they're going to continue living in there. And guess what? Anybody, doesn't matter what color you are, because if you look at the people that have been hit hardest by the COVID, it's been people that are poor.
Right.
Why? Well, a lot of times, and I know this is true in my family, you don't just go to the doctor for anything because you don't have the money to frickin' go, so you actually wait longer than most people. Not that it's affecting you differently, like you're built different or your genetics are different. You just don't go into the doctor right away.
I agree with you, Hans. I agree with you totally. That's why I want to finish the story. That way we get to the main point of the issue.
All right, well, hit us with your wisdom.
Okay. Although they make up 12% of the U.S. population, they accounted for 19% of the unemployment-related deaths. There's the important part, Hans. The findings are published in the April issue of the American Journal of Public Health.
Okay, can I say something to you?
Yes.
It's not April yet.
I know. So it's like.
Well, it just goes to show you how much fake news there is because
really,
it's not April.
This is a real article, folks.
Well, they're mind readers. They are fortune tellers.
Oh,
they know what's going on 30 days from now.
Is this called predictive programming?
It could be. Could it be a glitch in the matrix?
A glitch in the matrix. Who knows? Maybe they got a hold of Tesla's time machine. I don't know.
Do you want to know what you can do to become rich? This guy over in Russia cracked the code to become rich in the matrix. So what he did was he made a book, and it's like 3 pages long. And you buy this book, and he's got the codes. If you want to be happy, you just keep talking about these numbers like 5675309, whatever the numbers are. And all you got to do to break the matrix is just keep saying these numbers all day. The guy's rich now because there's so many people that are so crazy to want to be happy, to want to be rich, to want to do anything. They got to find the quick way out. So, and he charged like $5 for the book, and he sold like 10 million
copies. What a way to
copies.
enrich his life. Huh?
Hey, he did it. So
he did it, but
yeah, hey, come on. So, yeah, well, I think that story's BS. I do believe that, poor people were disproportionately affected just like they are with everything else. Guess what? Poor people, they get disproportionately affected in education, in food distribution, in the quality of food that they ingest. And there's a bunch of other stuff that is totally controllable, like obesity is really big in the poorer populations of America.
Right.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's
depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have thought of that.
If you're talking about depression and you want something to bring you up today, do you want to feel a little nostalgic today?
Yeah.
Well, let me reel you in with this. Pink Floyd released Dark Side of the Moon this day in 1973. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel older.
Does it make you feel? It makes me feel rejuvenated because I'll tell you what, when I get ready for my other show, The Art of That show.
Oh, The Art of Hanson?
Yeah, it is.
The Art of the Hanson?
It's like a lyrical poet. You know what I mean?
Right.
I am a poet, or I'm an artist of the airwaves, and that's the way I choose to keep it. But sometimes, right before that, there's a few songs that if I'm going to get real serious that day, I put in. Okay, and I listen to it as I'm researching.
Right.
And sometimes it's Pink Floyd.
Right.
What do you think of that?
It's pretty wild.
It is, but it works.
It works. It really calms the brain.
It does. It gets you into that zone.
Yeah.
I
can see it. I can see it.
Hey, so thank you, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
That guy, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was kind of crazy.
Right.
Sometimes the people that we follow really are crazy. 1971, bomb attack on Capitol in Washington, D.C. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, 1971 that happened. Yeah. And in this day, and I don't know why this is news. Like, how big do you think the Beatles were?
Huge.
Okay, they were huge, but listen to this. 1974. This is like news. This is historical data sets that they keep. George Harrison announces his concert tour in the U.S. for November. Do you really think that George Harrison announcing a tour that's coming, is that historical news?
It would be, yeah, because he was one of the major players in the band.
See, I don't know. But it wasn't with the Beatles. It was just George Harrison.
Ah.
Do you know a George Harrison song by chance?
Yeah. We talked about this the other day.
Okay.
Got my mind set on you. I love that song.
Got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on. Yeah, that's
a good song.
Yeah. How about anything else? Do you know?
I like a lot of the stuff he did with the Traveling Wilburys.
Yeah. There's something about him and what's his name from Minneapolis.
We had Roy Orbison.
Yeah. And then you had Tom Petty. Yep.
George Harrison, of course. And I'm trying to remember the other guy.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you, 1969 today, Mickey Mantle announced his retirement.
Ooh.
And Mickey Mantle, he's somewhat relevant today because his car just sold for $5.2 freaking million.
Holy cow. Wish I had that one.
Yeah, me too. It is what it is. But I found a donut. I found a donut today, and it's not from the U.S.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, this is called the bombolone. It's Italian. It's eaten as a snack food and dessert. Its etymology is related to bamba or bomb. And the same type of pastry is called the bamba in multiple places in Italy. And it is a sugar-coated, glazed sweetbread. How's it sound?
Sounds good.
It looks really good. You know, sometimes they put fruit, like fresh raspberries. You know, there's something about other countries, and they eat better, or they more quality food.
They come up with a little better Phoenicia.
Yeah, Phoenicia. Yeah, I have no idea what that actually means, but you know, we're gonna go with it.
We are.
It's primarily connected to Tuscany.
Yeah.
You know, it is. But New York, of course, took this and culturally appropriated it, and now they're serving them with chocolate sauce.
Right.
Instead of healthy fruit, you know, bring it to New York. Pile on some fat, pile on some grease, pile on some chocolate, some sugars, something good. Well, that's what they did. Anyways, the bombolone.
Bombolone.
Yeah, I thought it was good. So, you know.
Yeah. Sounds good.
No, it is. It is. I wouldn't bring anything to this show that wasn't quality, okay?
I hope.
Speaking of quality, you know, I'm always looking. I'm looking for talent. I love the human perspective on everything, right?
Right.
Okay, so me and you last night, we're sitting here, and we're watching Michael Winslow. Tell everybody who Michael Winslow is.
Michael Winslow is that very funny man that was in all the Police Academy movies that made all the sound effects sounds out of his voice.
Oh, Michael Winslow's awesome.
He is a beast.
Yeah,
at doing that.
So I'm looking at Michael Winslow's stuff, and I'm literally searching him for sound effects, right?
Yeah.
And I come across him with the guy with an acoustic guitar, and they do their version of Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. The one guy's playing the acoustic guitar, and he's doing everything else.
Right.
Do you think we should share this gold, this goodness?
It is. I'm telling you, it is gold.
All right. So here you go, folks. This is some inspiration for you for today.
Yes.
You know, especially those of you that are podcasters, or you're creative, you're artists, you know, maybe you're a welder, and you know, you do like me, where I used to create the rainbow when I was TIG welding. Well, you know, this is to get those juices flowing, you know, the artistic juices.
Yeah.
All right. Listen to this, folks.
Let's set up the drums here.
Yeah, so which song is it? Which song is it?
Yeah. What do you want to do? Led Zeppelin. You want to do the original artist key of E?
Oh, key of E.
All right.
Definitely. This is all with his mouth. It's just awesome.
Unreal.
Oh, wait until he does the solo, man. It's just, it's soul binding. Oh, man.
All done with his mouth, guys.
All done. I mean, that is talent. How long did it take him to do that?
I'm going to say, as talented as he is, it probably didn't take him long.
Well, here's the thing, Michael Winslow. Do you want to know how he says that he learned that?
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so you know that thing, sometimes being rich isn't all that it's cracked up to be.
right.
Okay, Michael Winslow grew up very, very dirt poor.
Right.
So he learned to do things with his mouth because he didn't have any money to spend on anything. So he sat there and he became a professional at his craft.
Right.
What do you think of that?
That's pretty wild.
I think that is awesome. I mean, awesome. Michael Winslow, folks. You don't see talent like that anymore. I mean, there's some beatboxers out there that are amazing.
Yeah.
But
do with the sounds he does, I mean, and then still sing.
Yeah, it's
how did he do it? I mean, really,
it's kind of weird,
Better than a ventriloquist, Hans.
Well, it is what it is, I guess. Hey, check this out. Do you want to hear some weird news? Like, we have weird news that we talk about, but this one is at a whole nother dimension.
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay, listen to this. Women, that's what it says. It's really woman. Yeah, I think,
These are great writers.
You know what? It must have been one of those intellectually superior super liberals that wrote this. Women, woman belonging to alien reptile cult to stay in jail for shooting boyfriend. This is done by Isle Kalupala, and it's from Adi. Insane conspiracies are usually nothing more than slight chuckle-worthy light news. But for every funny story, there's one case where an unhinged, brainwashed person goes into outlandish beliefs and does some irreversible damage in a world. No. So,
I know.
Case in point, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court on February 25th said that a woman sentenced to 15 to 40 years in jail for the murder of her boyfriend should stay behind bars. The reasons why she shot him are truly bizarre. Listen to this. Barbara Rogers, 46 years old, was sent to prison in 2019 after she put a bullet through the head of her 32-year-old boyfriend, Stephen Minio. That was because Rogers had been accused of being a reptilian alien creature in disguise. Reported on Pennsylvania Live. Both Rogers and her boyfriend were members of a deranged online doomsday cult. They were convinced that an extraterrestrial race of devil-worshipping reptilian shapeshifters were looking to install Antichrist himself as the supreme ruler of Earth. There's one sentence this author never expected to type out, yet here we are. This is a little weird. The crime itself took place on July 15th, 2017. And that day, Rogers, an Army veteran discharged for medical reasons, and Minio were both staying at their shared apartment in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Of course, in the course of the day, the odd couple got into an argument, according to Senior Judge John L. Musamano. Their affiliation with the doomsday cult had been causing friction in their relationship for quite some time. Aren't lizards usually slippery?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, anyways, they got friction, okay? Rogers stated that she and Minio had recently become upset with the leader of the cult, who believed that Rogers was actually a shape-shifting reptile. Ooh. That was written in her court opinion, the judge's opinion. As a result of their disagreements, the two were kicked out of the cult, wrote the New Republic. Minio, in particular, did not take the ouster very well. Rogers said that her boyfriend had simply lost his will to live with his cult membership, so he asked Rogers to kill him. The story goes that Minio placed a .45 caliber pistol, pressed the gun against his head, and he told Rogers to pull the trigger, and she obliged him.
Wow.
Kate says, holy smokes, does she have scales? Asking for a friend.
I know.
You know what? It's quite dubious.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's crazy, but it's possible.
I mean, the stories in the news, we talk about newsworthy stories, but it seems to me that things just keep getting weirder and more out of whack and more mentally deranged. What do you think of that?
Oh.
That I should have. You know what? I should have had that because that's the way it makes you feel that. Oh, yeah. It's like,
does.
So, let me ask you a serious question. Dan, oh boy.
Ask me.
Red. What do you believe about aliens, especially reptilian aliens?
It's possible.
It's possible.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything's possible. Do you believe in them, though?
I want proof.
You mean you live in the show me state and you want them to show you something?
Yeah, show me proof. Missouri. By the way, I think that's where we live. Show me proof, Missouri.
Yeah, it's the show me state, man. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys believe in reptilians, but unfortunately, this couple was kicked out of the cult. And they felt really bad about it because one of them was a reptilian. So, the boyfriend asked himself to get killed. Well, how freaking weird. Okay. What you got any other stories for me today, Dan?
I just got a story that I like to call carpool tunnel.
Carpool tunnels.
The carpool tunnel passenger. Okay. A carpool lane driver found to be using a mannequin passenger. Okay. The California Highway Patrol, which is CHIPS, said a driver using the high occupancy vehicle lanes of a highway was found to actually be traveling alone, except for one of the best dummies police had ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. The CHIPS Patrol said an officer stationed in Baldwin Park pulled over a truck traveling in an HOV lane on Wednesday because the vehicle's windows were tinted too dark for the officer to see if the driver had a passenger. The officer soon discovered the apparent man sitting in the passenger seat of the truck, get this, Hans, was actually a highly realistic mannequin complete with a COVID-19 face mask. The chief said the mannequin was by far one of the best dummies we have ever seen. The driver said he had been using the dummy to travel in HOV lanes for over a year before he got caught. The driver was issued a ticket for an HOV lane violation, which carries a maximum fee of $490. And I have one question myself after reading this.
What's that?
Who's the real dummy?
Yeah, right? Hello, Shawnee.
Putting a mask on a dummy?
Well, hey, I think it's brilliant. We finally found a good use for one.
Yeah.
You know, if
a good use for a dummy.
Yeah, I got a question, though, a serious one. Can you do a serious question right now?
I'll try.
Have we gotten to the point in America where CHIPS, California Highway Patrol, but I'm trying to figure out what the S is for.
CHIPS?
Yeah.
California Highway
Patrol
Station?
Couldn't be station. I don't think.
I think it is.
You know, maybe it is. Well, here's the thing.
I think it is.
In that article, it said that the police officer couldn't see into the car. Is that now somehow illegal? That if they can't see in your vehicle, if they can't invade your privacy,
right,
they just get to pull you over?
Exactly.
Oh, services.
So if a woman
has... Kate said services.
Okay. I have a question. So if a man or a woman has a blow-up doll in the passenger side seat and they put a COVID mask on it, should we just let them drive on?
I say yes.
I think so, too.
You know,
because what are they hurting? They're not hurting nothing. They're not.
Well, they are in the carpool lane.
Yeah, that's true.
No, what the hell with that? You know, everything is about constitutional rights. Did their constitutional rights get broken?
Infringed? No infringement.
I don't think you should be able to infringe nothing.
Maybe constitutionally idiotic, but yeah, that's whole different.
You know, I pulled this up today. Did you know there were alligators in Oklahoma?
Did not know that.
Okay, you do know that in a previous time, there were alligators that lived right here where we're at.
Yeah,
in the
I was told that when I moved here.
Yeah, well, listen to this. Alligators in Oklahoma turned into popsicles as they were trying to stick their nose out of the water to breathe as the water they were living in froze over.
Wow.
So literally, there are alligators that are frozen with their noses sticking out of the lakes right now in Oklahoma. What do you think of that?
That's frozen crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We'll just leave that.
Yeah, it is.
Frozen in time.
Okay. So I meant to bring this up with the whole reptilian thing. All right. When is the first time you ever heard about people actually believing in aliens?
When these movies started coming out.
You'd sure think so. Wouldn't you? I mean, you'd sure think so. Okay, but listen to this. You've heard of Ripley's before, right?
Yeah.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Okay. Into the museum in Tennessee.
Yeah, what did you think?
It's nice.
Okay. Listen to this. The 17th century plan to trade with aliens on the moon. I'm not kidding you. An early astronomer, John Herschel, reported seeing winged something, he called them people, inhabiting the moon through his telescope. So have you ever heard of Oliver Cromwell?
Yeah.
Okay. Oliver Cromwell is one of the most controversial figures in the history of Britain. Mm-hmm. Following the English Civil War and the execution of King Charles I, he established himself as Lord Protector of the Commonwealth of England, Scotland, and Ireland. All of his well-recorded and still much debated by historians. But what we really want to hear is a story of how his brother-in-law, who married Cromwell's youngest sister, Robina, in 1656, thought that he was going to get out to the moon to meet and trade with aliens way back in the 1600s.
Oh.
Yeah. John Wilkins, a distinguished scholar and Anglican clergyman who was a founding member of the Royal Society, the world's oldest national scientific society, said he was about to learn, as it was possible to be at the time, having attended both Oxford and Cambridge and campaigned to unite scientific advancement and religion. And he opened up a can of worms. Why? Because he believed that the moon was surrounded by planets and that they were inhabited by aliens. And he was convinced that he could build a flying machine to reach them. What do you think about that? This is back in the 1600s. We're talking about royalty in England saying we are going to start a trading post on the moon with aliens. Oliver Cromwell's brother-in-law, so you know he had money behind this. This guy's a scholar. This guy went to Oxford, went to Cambridge, very studied man. Is he the prototypical liberal of today?
No.
He's not. Progressive?
Yeah.
Is he okay.
I would say progressive, but not way to the left progressive.
Well, he was claiming the reason that he kept getting money from the government at that time was because he was claiming that it would be England's prosperity to be able to start trading with aliens.
Right.
So now how do you feel today about, like, this is a new phenomenon, thinking about aliens and stuff?
Wow. It does give you a whole new point of view, yeah.
It does. I mean, you know.
I always thought all this stuff come up because of movies, Hollywood.
Well, it's really weird because if you start reading into what they did, they were building like flying ships. Like they were actually trying to build flying ships. And their idea was they were going to anchor something on the moon so they could pull chains to
pull
boots to the moon.
The chain gods.
Hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, before we get into the Cuomo stuff, because again,
he's always in the headlines.
Well, you know, I kind of got railroaded by a bunch of people because I was talking about Cuomo and the multiple women now that have came out after him.
Right.
And, you know, literally they were defending him saying, well, he's old and he's stressed out and people just, it happens all the time and whatever. Done with the excuses. Well, now he's trying to stem what happened. So we'll talk about that when we come back to that story. But me and you were sitting there last night. We're like, you know what? We need something really edgy.
Yeah.
For our show. We need something that nobody else has. So we did some VO work last night. I wrote it. You spoke it.
Right.
How about this? We'll go through the very simple stuff. You're listening to Dan and Jeremy in the morning on Morning Crankers. You know, just little stuff like that. Like Morning Crankers email. Email us at morningcrankers@gmail.com. Morning Crankers live every Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central. Comedy, culture, opinion. Okay, we got through that and we're like, okay, boring. You know,
I know.
Like, you know, that stuff.
That's just the regular boring stuff that you hear on most shows.
Right. So
we decided to go and take it a little extreme farther.
Exactly.
Which is a good extreme, by the way.
Yeah, we were spinning. Yeah, like
we were spinning comedy. It's coming right at you.
So let's go here. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is some of the brilliance of Dan and Jeremy on Morning Crankers. Here you go. Morning Crankers, the morning show for people who have searched everywhere for their sunglasses and found them on top of your head. 9 a.m. Central on Spreaker.com. I kind of like that one.
I do too.
Because, we're for the common men and women of this world, the hard working
people. And how
people.
many of us really have done that?
Everybody?
I have.
How about this one? If you are the type of person that puts something somewhere special so you won't forget it, but then you forget where you put it, we have an awesome show just for you. Morning Crankers with Dan and Jeremy, 9 a.m. Central, Spreaker.com. I like that one.
I like that one, too.
Yeah, how about this one? If you're the type of person that gets into heavy traffic and turns down your radio so you can see better, we have a show for you.
I like that one.
Yeah, Morning Crankers, 9 a.m. Central.
That's probably my favorite.
Do you like that one?
That is.
Yeah. How many times have you done that?
I've done it.
Okay.
I've done it.
I'm getting into heavy traffic. I got to see better. Turn that radio down.
I think I learned from the master, my dad.
Yeah, he did that? Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? My wife does that.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy because I'll be trying to listen to something, and then we'll be getting into heavy traffic. That's why
I remember Jeremy as kids, me and the sis, we'd be sitting in the back, Dad's driving, Mom up front. That's the thing, Dad pull up the stoplight. He's talking real loud in the car, and then all of a sudden the radio's a little bit louder. And gotta turn it down. But yet he's still talking to Mom at the stoplight.
Okay, here's my favorite. Hey, if you're the type of person that buys a box of food, reads the directions, throws the box away, and has to dig in the garbage to get it back because you forgot the directions.
That's actually pretty good, too.
We have a show for you. It's called Morning Crankers. Yeah.
That's me.
So, we came up with a whole bunch of these. Here's one. This is for, I've seen gals do this too, but this is every guy in the world. If you have ever pretended to use a wrapping paper holder as a lightsaber, you need to be listening to Morning Crankers, 9 a.m. Central, right? Yeah, well, I've done it. You've done it. How about this? How many of you have pretended to not be let down when you get a birthday card without money in it?
Like we've all been there.
Every single one of us has been there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How about this? And you said you were guilty of this yourself. If you're the type of person that has ever been looking for your phone and you find it already in your hand.
I've done it a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a common thing now. I mean, it's 20 years ago, not so common.
Right.
Today, everybody's done that. Are you the type of person, Dan, that checks behind the shower curtain if you're all at home by yourself and you're like,
Nah.
Have you ever done it?
I've never done that.
Has your wife, ex-wife, your
my late wife.
Late wife, sorry.
Yeah, she probably has.
How many people do you think have done that?
Probably quite a few, especially female.
Oh, yeah, I would say.
Maybe a few soy cucks.
Yeah, probably. Have you ever had a conversation in your head that may or may not happen, but you're literally running the conversation through your head?
And then eventually, later through the day, it happens.
No, it doesn't happen.
I've had it happen.
Have you had it happen?
That's weird.
Yeah.
And you talk about the weirdest feeling in the world. You'll be thinking about something, and it comes to your mind, and you're just sitting there thinking about it, and you're having that conversation. And all of a sudden, later in the day, bingo, it happened.
Sean said, I've been confused looking for my hat when it was already on his head. Done there, been there, done
that one too. Yeah.
Sean, he says anyone who's ever watched Psycho has checked the shower. And I have to agree with that.
I watched Psycho, but I never did.
Really?
No, it doesn't affect me. I don't know. Horror movies, I just know that they're not real, and I guess it don't affect me.
Well, I'll tell you, with Psycho, that was probably the best sound effects ever at that time.
Yeah, but
and her screaming. I mean, it was pretty good.
Mr. Wilson could do that one much better.
Do it.
No, I said Mr. Wilson could do that much better than me. Remember Police Academy, Mr. Wilson?
Oh man, he could do it perfect.
He's a good cat, man.
How about this? Have you ever like a lot of people are afraid to dance, but it doesn't mean that they don't want to dance.
Right.
Whether they're in the shower or just, sitting in front of the mirror, or maybe they're in the kitchen making something. Are you one of those people that'll dance in private, but you won't dance in front of people?
Yeah.
Be honest. Come on.
That's me.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. That's everybody. So that's the type of thing that we're trying to bring people to Morning Crankers, because we want those things. Everybody's done. Everybody.
Pretty much everything that we had and I did last time, I'm sitting there laughing under my breath because I've done.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. It is what it is. So let's get to this Cuomo story.
Oh, Lord.
Here's what he says, and this is what they do all the time. It's a bait and switch. You think that he's going to apologize, right?
Yeah.
Cuomo says sorry. That's what the headline reads. Cuomo says sorry. Well, what does he have to be sorry about? He's sorry for the remarks that his aide misinterpreted as harassment.
Oh, geez.
Isn't it funny? This is the Associated Press. Andrew Cuomo acknowledged for the first time Sunday that some of his behavior with women may have been insensitive or too personal, and said he would cooperate with all sexual harassment investigations led by the state's attorney general. However, he had hand-selected a judge that he wanted to do an inquiry into these allegations. What do you think of that?
He's setting it up for him to get off the hook.
Yeah, well, I don't know. What do you think of that?
Oops. No. Dropped my device.
I'll tell you, this guy, he just bought a new phone the other day, and I've watched him drop it 3 times now. 3 times, and he doesn't have a case on it yet. Or do you?
No, this is the other phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is my newsworthy phone.
Yeah, well, if you say that you may have been too insensitive, if you ask a woman, how do you like having sex with an old guy? Is that insensitive or is that harassment? I mean, you're getting to that age. You might ask that someday.
I know, right?
I would never ask that.
I wouldn't, because I still have my confidence.
Well, confidence and...
it just tells me, excuse me, folks.
Don't go down the wrong hole or what?
No, Cuomo, he's just trying to look for a scapegoat on this situation.
How about just being respectful? I mean...
yeah, well, he wants to put the blame on something else other than himself. I'll just say it that way.
Well, okay. Let's just take this. Let's go all the way back. Let's take this and say that we're not talking about harassment here. Let's just say that we go back to talking to women education 101.
Yeah.
Do you go up to a woman and say, how do you like having sex with an old guy?
How do you like having sex with an old guy?
How about this? This works much better. Hey, want to go out to dinner Friday?
Yeah.
How about that?
I would rather ask that. I mean, it just makes more sense.
Can I take you out for coffee one of these days?
Yeah. Can I take you out for coffee or a mocha or whatever you drink?
Kate says, why would either one of you want to ask an old guy for sex? I'm talking about Dan here. Come on.
Whoa, wait a minute. I know we were talking about a guy.
No, we were talking about these young women that are working for him. And he comes out and he admits that he said that, but it wasn't harassment. They took it as harassment. What do you call that? Is that harassment? Or if you go up and you start asking about their I don't know, what do you call it? Was it a fantasy or maybe in some weird twisted sense? Because he also asked if another woman, if she ever had sex with an older man and if she liked it. Now, I would consider that harassment.
Yeah.
It wasn't done in a joking fashion. It was done for him to get down their pants.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those are the guys that I want to guard my daughters from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't ever want those old creepers sitting around. And here's the thing. There's going to be people, he comes from a different time. No, that doesn't work for me. That's not an excuse.
These are going to be the same people, Hans, that said the same thing about Donald Trump, what he did in his past. It would be the same people that would be like, well, Donald Trump is so terrible, and then all of a sudden now they flip-flopped because it's Cuomo.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Trump. I won't excuse him for any of those things.
No, I won't either. But, that's locker room talk. I'm just going to be honest with you.
It was locker room talk, and we've all said something stupid, but I'll tell you the difference. This is what they claim is, or he's claiming is just them misidentifying what he's saying. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, Donald Trump, one of the girls that accused him of harassment, he took her out on a date. He opened the door for her. He walked her into the big hotel, walked her up to the not the stairs. What do you call it? These morning things. I don't know what it is. Not the escalator, not the frickin', what is it? The elevator.
Yeah.
He walks her up to the elevator. He gave her a kiss. And she said basically that, thank you, but I'm not interested. Complete gentleman. He backed off. He said, thank you for the wonderful night. And he left. Never harassed her, never nothing.
Right.
Now, they called that harassment.
Wow. And she just let it go. And then all of a sudden, now everything comes full circle. But,
right. I mean, it's sickening. I think that he did everything right. If he did make a mistake, this is what you do.
Yeah.
If you're a guy and you're going in for that kiss, you can't do 100%. You can't bend your face 100%. It's got to be 90-10. You got to go 90% of the way. She's got to come 10, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, it's been a while since you've tried to actually reach out and kiss somebody, right?
Yeah, about a couple of years.
Okay, so it's got to be 90-10. Can't go full 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
You got any other suggestions, Casanova? Come on.
I don't know. He could have handled this in a lot better way, though.
Well, all of them could. And you know what? I'm tired of the excuses.
I think that's what I am. I'm tired of him making an excuse. He gets away with it.
All of them.
Well, he gets away with it.
Right.
DJT, Donald J. Trump, never got away with it. They've tried to keep rehashing the same old crap over and over. Right. And that's why they want to try a third impeachment. More waste of our taxpayers' dollars, Hans.
It is.
It's sickening. It is very sickening.
We were listening to, who was it last night? Terrence Williams. And he was saying that he had heard that a third impeachment is on the way.
I heard the same thing.
Gosh, I'm so sick of this.
I am.
I want the impeachments to be done. Do something for the American people.
And it's Pelosi doing it.
Well,
and Schumer.
It's all of them. It's these rotten politicians. Every single one of them. Somebody said last night to me, they're like, just because you don't like either party doesn't mean you're apolitical. I said, you're damn right. This is a super progressive.
Yeah.
He calls himself a genius. I said, you're exactly right. Being apolitical means you understand that it doesn't matter who's in your government, and that if they have effectively left the representation of the people that they do represent, they are inherently evil. That is what apolitical means to me. Right?
And it should mean that.
Right. Yeah. So all of these rotten, dirty scoundrels.
On both sides, middle.
Right. They're all like this. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And with this two-tier justice system we have, none of these people are going to face anything.
No.
Wouldn't you say? I mean, they
money
won't.
buys their way out of these sweet deals that they make with the judges and stuff.
Well, speaking of judges, I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Kansas, the state of Kansas, that is.
Yeah.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Listen to this. Kansas Supreme Court suspends a judge from the bench. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Me neither. Guess why they suspended him?
Why?
Because of his foul mouth.
Oh.
Now, I can think of a lot of things that, maybe they're not wrong here, but how about suspending judges that don't do their job?
Right.
Would you rather have a judge that does his job?
Yeah.
And once in a while lets the F-bomb slip? Or maybe none of it. Maybe we don't want any of it. However, listen to this. Belle Plaine, Kansas. A foul-mouthed Kansas judge accused of bigotry who cursed at courthouse employees so often that a trial clerk kept a swear journal documenting his obscene outburst was on Friday suspended from the bench for 1 year. The Kansas Supreme Court called Montgomery County Judge F. William Cullen's behavior quite troubling, while meting out a punishment that was harsher than the censure and coaching that a disciplinary panel had recommended last year. They said he has intimidated and publicly humiliated court employees. He has shown bias and the appearance of bias by his insulting and careless remarks, even while on the bench and presiding over hearings, by his coarse language in the courthouse, and he has sullied the dignity and propriety of the judiciary, the court said in its decision. What do you think about that?
I think judges get away with way more than any other official. Because
I think they can.
Because of their high, you know what I'm saying, they're considered the superior ones.
They are. So then we switch to the other side. There's a story out of Santa Clara, California today that says that a high court issued an order last Friday. These churches got together and said the state won't let us come together.
Right.
And this court told California it cannot bar in-person worship in the churches. What do you think of that?
Hey, that's going to fall on the Constitution.
Right. Now, it does say that it can limit the amount of people in there, which you got to think. They can limit the amount of people that go into bars. They can limit the amount of people that go into eating institutions.
Yeah.
They can limit the amount of people in a mall.
Yep.
So I guess churches kind of fall into that line. But all those other places haven't been barred for as long as the churches. So the churches just got tired of it and said, listen, the state of California is barring us from worshiping our God together.
Right.
And this judge in California, which just blows my mind, said, you're right.
Yeah. Well, so that's good.
It is.
Maybe finally we got one in California that's following the Constitution.
Maybe. Well, listen to this. So do you know how there are stereotypes of people?
Yeah.
Like Ohio, for example. When you think about Ohio people, you think about nuts.
Yeah.
Right?
That's Cleveland.
Nutty.
Yeah.
Ohio State Buckeye. A Buckeye's a nut.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are just nutty from out there, right?
Yeah.
And, nutty, peanut butter day, it goes together. Yeah. Well, when you think of people from Wisconsin, most of the time you think of alcoholics.
Or cheeseheads.
One of the two. A lot of beer drinking, a lot of cheese eating.
Yeah.
A lot of Packer watching.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, listen to this. Police arrest 3 different people for drunk driving in a Milwaukee area crash. Listen to this. This incident happened shortly before 3 a.m., which means in Wisconsin, the bar time is 2 o'clock.
I guess we could call this story Old Milwaukee's Best.
Right. It says, when a man driving a Ford F-250 pickup went the wrong way on a 4-lane highway in Mount Pleasant, which is really close to Milwaukee, collided head-on with a motorist in a GMC Yukon. Shortly thereafter, a man in a Chevrolet Equinox crashed into the F-250 also. Police said in a release that all 3 were intoxicated. Now, you want to talk about that? I mean, just,
They're crazy. That sounds just like something out of a Hollywood movie.
Well, does this just not go along with the stigma?
It does.
That Wisconsin carries?
Yeah.
Does it not?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not being bigoted. We're not being racist. We're not being, what would you call that? Like if you were...
We're not being politically correct here. It's just
happened.
We're
not being politically
correct. It just happened.
Well, and it happens a lot.
Right. And things do happen. That's where society needs to realize. I know it may sound like something out of Hollywood, this story, but hey, it happened. It's real.
Well, okay, so listen to this. So the police...
Real. Okay.
Listen to this guy's name, okay? You think of Milwaukee, and you get the stigma, Germantown, right? Yeah. Germans. Craig Herbenschmeiter. Literally. Craig Herbenschmeiter, 56 of Racine, was charged with first offense operating while intoxicated and driving the wrong way on a divided highway. Christopher Sanchez, 33 of Racine, was charged with his first offense OWI. And Herbert Aguirre Lopez, 45 of Kenosha, was charged with his third offense OWI.
Oh, wow.
So 2 of them got, I'm sure they're going to get tickets. and one's probably going to get probation, because I think in Wisconsin you can get like 40 DUIs before you actually go to jail.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
It's more of a money-making scheme up there in Wisconsin. So, it is what it is. One more thing before we go. We were talking about the $15 an hour minimum wage last week that they wanted to put in the bill. And I said, it's DOA. They can't even do it. It's illegal.
Right.
However, they're not removing any of the money that was supposed to go to jumpstarting that $15 an hour, but they're not going to get the $15 an hour federal minimum wage passed. But the whole $1.9 trillion is probably going to go through. What do you think of that?
It's wrong, because this is something that they harped on when he got in there, that they were going to pass it through, the Democrats.
You mean he's not doing something that he said he was going to do?
I know. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Hey,
yeah.
It is. It doesn't matter.
But they'll take that money and spend it somewhere where it doesn't need to be spent.
Well, let me tell you something, folks. We are watching, and be careful where you lay the blame. Be careful how bad you razz people about this. He's doing everything by executive order because Congress does nothing. Same thing with Donald Trump. If you remember what the Republicans say they were going to get through in the last 4 years, they didn't do anything. They got taxes kind of done.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep.
And now we're here with Biden, and all the things that Democrats promised they were going to get done isn't going to happen. So Republican, Democrat, do nothing, talk out the side of their face, blah, 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 bunch of do nothing a-holes. That's what I say.
Exactly.
It's 10 o'clock on Morning Crankers. This first day of March, folks. We love you. Do you love them?
Love you guys.
And remember, it's National Compliment Day. So go out, give somebody a compliment.
Yes.
Turn that frown upside down. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
We love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Compliment that significant other, guys. All right.